All right, we're here to work with Cali. Cali is very fearful. I'm going to use the same approach that I usually use when I have dogs who are human aggressive. She's only truck aggressive, evidently, according to her guardian. She ran out when a FedEx guy came and attacked his truck. But evidently, when people come in the house, she barks and runs away. Inside, everything is amplified because there's only a couple escape routes and everything's compressed. Outside, there's a lot of distractions and there's an infinite number of escape routes. So if you have a nervous or a fearful dog, being an outdoor environment can really help. I'm going to be sitting over here. We've left a trail of treats, and Hunter here is going to just be filming it. And you won't hear a little narration for a little bit as she gets the treats, and probably is not the most exciting footage. But if you have a dog that is reactive, aggressive, or fearful when people come to your house, this is a wonderful way for your dog to meet guests. So I'm just kind of waiting at this point for them to open up the garage door. I'm going to walk over here, and then Hunter's going to turn the camera, and you'll be able to watch the really exciting footage of Cali walking out. But basically, a couple other tips real quick while we're waiting. If you have a fearful dog or a reactive dog or a nervous dog or an anxious dog, any state of mind your dog is in, when you pet it is what you're specifically amplifying. Pet a fearful dog, you'll make it more fearful. Aggressive, slightly more aggressive. Excited, probably the most common mistake, more excited. So you can lay your hands on your dog, but don't pet them and avoid saying it's okay. All right, let's go ahead and turn to it. Right there. Just tap with your foot. Point, maybe.
Oh, I see.
Point. Say your name. There we go. There you go. All right, there should be a trail. Just kind of lead her to the next one. Just try not to move backwards. Oh yeah, I think a little bit, but not too much. What a pretty girl. So normally she'd be, when you meet people outside, I know you probably haven't done this.
It's gotten a little better because we have a puppy.
Oh, okay.
And because the puppy is so people-oriented, friendly. He is helping her, but she's normally like this.
Kelly.
Mainly people, yeah, exactly. If you do it the way you do it, she's really pretty good. Men are more difficult than women.
Sure. Well, that's just life in general. Girl.
Callie spent the first 5 years of her life in the kennel.
Okay. Hunter, I'm going to have you kind of stand up slowly and walk about 4 paces and then sit down again so I can talk a little bit. Keep going. Okay, and let her have more leash. There you go.
You want a longer leash?
No, just right there, and just right there is good. All right, so if you look at Cali, you can see Cali's tail's tucked under. You can actually take it one step forward. I think it'd be better. There you go. And so now it's kind of coming out. See, it's tucked a little bit, and what we'd like to see it going hanging straight down or going out a little bit. And it's a good indication of how relaxed she is. You can see her in the shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sniffing is a good, calm, normal behavior. Now you can see she's looking away from us. You see her ears are back and she's panting. Now it's probably about 93 degrees outside right now, so it's not like it's super cool. But there you go, she's approaching on her own. I'm not trying to pet her and I'm not talking to her, I'm not encouraging her. What I'm doing is just making these, we call this, food is considered a primary reinforcer, which means it's just something that doesn't need any explanation. Dogs just really like them. Cali. And so what I just want to do is to create a positive association. Careful you don't have any tension on the leash.
Okay.
Dogs have what's called an opposition reflex. So if we pull her towards anything, they are just naturally programmed to want to move away. So when you have a situation like this, as long as it's safe to do so, you always want to give the dog the ability to move away and move forward at their own pace. The more that we force them, even if we have the best of intentions, we're still forcing them. In dog psychology, we try to be as force-free as possible, pretty much always. And so you see the tail's like hanging a little bit normally. She's sniffing the ground. She's a little bit more relaxed. What I'm not trying to do is I'm not trying to pet her or talk to her or even really look at her. I talked to her a little bit when I was offering a treat. We might offer another treat. And a lot of times what I'm looking to do is I'm looking for the dog to approach, get something good, and then move away. Now, I'm also not ideally positioned, so I'm gonna actually turn, which actually will be better for the camera and better for Cali. For dogs, front facing is confrontational, Cali. And if you wanna point them out to her. Front facing is confrontational, sideways is more approachable. So I'm trying to intentionally keep her on my right or left side, which makes her feel more comfortable. And you see she's kind of approaching now when I position myself this way because it kind of gives her my back, and back is defenseless. So that lets Cali see, well, he can't be threatening because he's not challenging me. So if you do have a fearful or reactive dog and you can actually set it up, have somebody put a trail of treats, make sure you kind of sweep off so now there's a lot of debris so the dog doesn't get confused. After a while, after about 4 or 5 treats, the dog starts to figure it out and they go to the next treat, and the next treat, and the next treat. Then when they get to the person can hold the treats out, preferably to their side. We'll see if I can get her to take another treat. And sometimes what I do is I put one down first and then I move away. And then when she comes to get it, I'm holding my hand out sideways. And if you notice, I left my hand out here. A lot of dogs will come back like she just did there and sample it a second time. So this time she's looking for a second treat, but it helps her meet. Dogs meet by scent and by licking. And so that helps her feel more comfortable. She had a really pleasant experience as she approached. She felt distracted because of all the outdoor elements. Something good happened every time she got closer, and she decided to come closer on her own. And then she felt closer and then felt comfortable enough to come close and get the treat and move away, back and forth. And now you see she's lingering pretty close. Well, this pretty girl here is Cali, and these are some tips and tricks you can use if you have a dog that's very fearful or reactive to people that come to visit you at your home.